Okay, so this is, I think this is definitely not as hard as anybody thinks it is. There was a little bit of trouble on the Kahoot or whatever the other day, but I think that you'll all see that this is not hard. Let's take a look at it. The quiz tomorrow will, sort of evaluate you on your ability to understand that there's a kind of a relationship between the main verb and the infinitive in each case. And that that changes when we go from the main verb being the present to the main verb being past. But let's just go through this one once more. Cyrus is the Ridarius, right? He's the guy who like drives the carriage. So I've chosen this example here. The main verb is skit. It's from skio, skiere, skivi, skitos, right? In this case, it's present. So in each sentence, Cyrus knows, and Cyrus knows. The only thing that changes things here is the infinitive. Cyrus knows that the carriage is falling into the ditch. The main verb and the infinitive are both the same tense. This is a present tense verb, and this is what we call the present infinitive. Cyrus knows that the carriage is falling into the ditch. This infinitive is now a past infinitive. This is from the third principal part of kado kadere. It's from kekidi. Kekedisse is the perfect infinitive. So this is now in the past. So Cyrus knows in the present that the carriage fell, or has fallen is fine, or did fall into the ditch. Not is falling, not falls, but has fallen, did fall, or fell into the ditch. In the third circumstance, we again say the you are suggests that this is the future, right? So Cyrus knows that the carriage will fall into the ditch. The infinitive is future, and it happens after the main verb, right? Cyrus knows right now that this thing will happen in the future. Unlike this one here, the second one, where Cyrus knows after it all happened, Cyrus knows now that the carriage fell into the ditch. Again, I don't think this is all that difficult. So now we're going to shift it so that the main verb is no longer present, but now it's going to be in the past. Now I've chosen skiebat, which is imperfect, but it could have just as easily been skivit, which is like a perfect tense verb. So let's just say, instead of saying was knowing, we're just going to say Cyrus knew for each of these. And again, this could be skivit or skiebat. It's a past tense main verb. So what happens is the main verb and the infinitive are both taking place at the same time. So he knew that it was falling. He knew yesterday, he knew when it was happening that it was falling into the ditch. Okay? Main verb and infinitive happening at the same time. It doesn't matter that this is present. The point is that this happens at the same time as this he knew in the past happens, okay? Cyrus knew that the carriage was falling into the ditch. The knowing and the falling happened at the same time. In this case, Cyrus knew that the carriage had fallen into the ditch. In this case, the infinitive happened before the main verb. He knew it yesterday, but he also knew that the carriage had fallen into the ditch before he knew it. Okay, so infinitive before the main verb. He knew that it had fallen. In this case, kasuram esse, a future infinitive. Yesterday, Cyrus knew that the carriage would fall into the ditch. Just to repeat again, Cyrus knows the carriage is falling into the ditch. Cyrus knows the carriage fell into the ditch. Cyrus knows the carriage will fall into the ditch. These are all things that Cyrus knows today. These are the things that Cirrus knew yesterday. Cirrus knew that the carriage was falling. Again, same time. He knew when it was happening that it was falling. But then Cirrus knew that the carriage had fallen. This now has gone farther back into the past. It happened before Cirrus knew it. Cirrus knew that the carriage would fall. Today he knows that it will fall, but yesterday he knew that it would fall into the ditch. I think that's about as good as I can do here. I hope that helps. Now, there's also going to be a chart with infinitive forms. I'll do a quick separate video on that.